Twisting the aces sucks, but hear me out before you shoot me. The plot is awesome, it's such an interesting idea, but the method doesn't hold up in 2024. All those weird false counts, the unnatural moves, and the fact that it's not visual make it a no-go. But I'm not going to sit here and complain without providing a solution, so here's how I think it should look. Watch that first card as it visually turns face down. You know what to look for now, so watch that queen as she joins the jack. Watch the jack of club as it too joins the other three cards. The last card is the hardest, so I'll actually do something a little bit different I'm not supposed to do. I'll show you the exposed view. Follow that king of clubs. You can see it's face down compared to the rest of the cards. Watch, I'll do it one-handed. Watch that king of clubs as it visually turns face up to join the rest of the cards. And that's how I think Twisting the Aces should be done in 2024. In the words of Dave Grohl, I've got another confession to make. No, I haven't knocked up a groupie. I just don't think Twisting the Aces sucks. I think the plot premise from Di Vernon, created all the way back in 1960, is incredible. However, in 2024, we have the gift of hindsight and we have the gift of knowledge that comes from all the forefathers before us. So, I like the idea of twisting the aces. I'm just not a fan of the methods used, all the unnatural counts and everything. So I decided to put my own twist on it, as I do with every trick on this channel. By the way, if you like learning my creations, then hit that subscribe button. But for this tutorial, you're going to need to grab yourself 4 identical double-faced cards, 3 double backers, and some invisible elastic thread. Let's dive into the build. Grab yourself a double backer and a double facer. And you're going to align these 2 cards up and tape them together gently. Now I'm going to pierce a hole in these 4 corners on the face of the jack. Now take some invisible elastic thread, link down below, and take off a fairly long piece. And I'm now going to thread this through the 4 corners and tie a knot. A good tip is to end up tying the knot on the back design of the card. Once you've done that, cut away any excess that you have. And then peel away the tape. You now have a card gimmick that does this, and you're going to repeat it 2 more times. I hope you're enjoying the tutorial so far. If you want to get even more of my creations, the stuff which is my A-game best material, which I'll never share on YouTube, then head over to patreon.com/LloydB. Join up today alongside hundreds of other members from all over the world. There's even a Discord, and in there I share my best creations that won't be shared on YouTube, and I even share sneak peeks at all the products I'm working on. There's even a free tier to get you started too. Now let's finish this tutorial. Once you've built your gimmicks, you should have 3 gimmicks. You'll have a regular double-faced king of clubs, or any other court card that you want. And then these 3 gimmicks, which are double facers with double backers. So I have a double-faced queen of diamonds with a double backer. I have a double-faced jack of clubs with a double backer. And the double-faced jack of diamonds with a double backer. And this is how you begin. When naturally spread, I should be able to see the backs showing these cards face down. And I place my king on top, a regular double-faced king. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull down and get a break beneath the bottommost card. Okay, so not the double card, not the actual full gimmick, just the double face of that queen. I'm going to reach over with my thumb at the back on my right hand in an overhand biddle grip. I'm going to pick up everything above that single card and I'm going to slide it back just like this. Now with this extreme camera and a close-up and the right light, you may see the elastic thread, but your spectators won't because it's hidden in the design. We're giving you an extreme close-up, which they won't get. That's the first card. Now at the back, once again, using my thumb on my right hand in an overhand grip, I'm going to riffle off 2 cards and grab them with my left hand pinky right here. And then a small tip is that when I pick this packet up above the break, I push it forward slightly first to dislodge everything, and then I pull back and I give it a nice tight squeeze. And one final time I'll riffle off 2 cards at the back, get that grip, push slightly forward to dislodge the cards, and then come back. And I find that stops any cards spreading at the front. So now I'm in this position. From the top it looks like this. From underneath, this is the view. Okay, it's kind of clean in its own sense, apart from this one card. But now we're going to start executing the turnovers, the visuals. And what's going to happen is my right hand is going to have my thumb underneath this strip of cards with my fingers above it, and I'm going to be squeezing them like this. But my thumb is going to be doing some secret work underneath. Underneath the cards, I'm going to be looking for this card here, and I'm going to be riffling just that double backer off, okay? So my thumb gets into that gap just like this. Now from above, it doesn't look like anything's happening. It looks like I'm just holding the cards. But you can see underneath I've gone and found that card, riffled it off, and placed my thumb in between the gap, and then re-grip tightly. My left hand is now going to open up. I'm going to push up against the cards, and when I drop my left hand down, the gimmick will close together on the Queen of Diamonds. I'll do it slowly so you can see, but when I move my hand down, that pressure goes away and the gimmick closes up. The beautiful thing here is I can immediately show that Queen of Diamonds on the face. It's a really fooling moment. I bring my left hand back up, reposition that Queen of Diamonds, and my thumb underneath is going to move backwards until it finds the next card, and it's going to riffle off the double backer again, which is here. Again, the thumb goes into the gap, re-grips, and one more time I can drop my hand down and execute that change. And you can find different ways to make this visual happen, but just to show you, for the super exposed view, as I move my hand down, it flips over and I can again turn and spread, giving this ultra clean display. The last card is the easiest. It's the Jack of Diamonds here, or the last of these 3 at least. I just find that king at the back, I lift up, place my fingers on top to grip this singular card, and now if I want to rock back and forth and do like a slow motion thing, as I release pressure, the Jack turns over, and again I get this immediate display. Now, I didn't want to gimmick this card because this King of Clubs, for the majority of the routine, is in full view. So that's why it's ungimmicked. And at this point now, it's going to allow me to do something nice, which is to give the audience a sort of exposed view, or at least that's my excuse for turning everything over. So I square this whole packet together. I say I'm going to give you the exposed view. I'm going to break the rules. I turn everything over like this, end for end. And at the back bottom corner here, I'm going to get a break with my pinky under the bottom 2 cards. And I'll know if I've got it because I'll see that back design. So, like we did the first time, I'm going to pick everything up above the break and slide back. But first, I make a small nudge forward just to make sure nothing spreads. By coming forward, it stops any spreads. This time we do something a little bit different. I riffle off 1 card at the back, grab it with my pinky, and come forward a tad before sliding back. And then the last thing is to get 2 cards riffled off. Okay, so there's 2 here. And again, nudge forward, come back. I'm in this beautiful display. Everything looks copacetic. And you can't even flash here because only underneath your fingers would they potentially see anything awry. You can even actually flash everything here and it all looks like it should do. But what's going to happen now is I'm going to do this one-handed. Instead of having my thumb underneath, I'm going to place my fingers underneath the spread of cards and grip with my thumb on top tightly. Okay? Now, all I need to do is gently release the pressure and this gimmick is going to slide backwards, but it's going to want to drag this ungimmicked card with it because the elastic has a sort of grip to it. So all I'm going to do is, with my right hand, my finger is going to allow that king to push forward slightly as it all happens. And I'll show you what that looks like. As I release the tension, that card is coming backwards, that double backer, and my fingers at the front here are just sliding that king forwards, just like this. Doesn't really look like my fingers are doing anything, but they are. They're just allowing that king not to be dragged back with the gimmick, all right? So I can show you that one more time. I get that break under 2 cards. I drop 1 card off. I drop 2 cards off. And now, all I do is release tension and bring my index finger forward slightly, just under the guise of waving, and it looks like it's turned face up. Now there's one thing that's going to happen here that's really important. You're going to create a sort of bit of misdirection visually. They're going to feel like they're going to see the back of this king, but they don't. They've just seen the back of the gimmick of the Jack of Diamonds. But what I do is I bring the king out. I say, now that king has turned face up to join the other 3 cards, and I flash the backs here. I then place the king on the face of the queen, so it goes from here to here. But because they believe they've seen the back of the king at this position, so they think they've seen the back, and now it turns face up. I display and flash the other 3 cards. It feels like they've seen everything. And then I simply finish by closing up the packet, turning everything face down, and then later on at some point I can drop these on the deck and execute a switch by having the duplicates on the bottom of the deck or anything I want. But that's the full routine.